the cost of living in Windsor, California. Is it just flat out getting too expensive here? That is exactly what we're going to be getting into in this week's video. The cost of living, Windsor, California. What's up, guys? My name is Danny M. Cronin. I'm a real estate agent right here in Sonoma County with W Real Estate. And if this is your very first time to my channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I drop a video once a week, every single week, all having to do with living in Sonoma County, pros and cons, neighborhood tours, you name it, I got you covered right here. And of course, I am a full-time real estate agent. So if you're thinking about purchasing here, maybe moving away from here, whatever the case is, I would love the opportunity to help you out. All of my contact information is below. Call me, text me, email me, whatever is convenient for you. And with all of that being said, let's get right into this week's video, which is the cost of living in Windsor, California. So to make this video easy to understand, I'm basically going to be breaking it up into certain categories. I'm going to be comparing it. So we're going to have Windsor, we're going to have California, and then we're going to have the national average. And all of these are going to be based on a scoring system. So Windsor is going to have a score, California is going to have a score, and the US as a national average is going to have basically their average, which is 100. So anything that's over 100 is going to be over the US average. Anything that's below is going to be below. I'm also, again, going to be giving you California's number. So you're going to be hearing 3 different scores. Anything over 100 is over the basic average. So the first video, again, take this video with kind of a grain of salt. There's been a lot going on. Obviously, we're in inflation right now. The real estate housing market's completely bonkers at this point. But, so everything basically right now is just a little bit more expensive. And with groceries, it's right up there with the rest of them. So the score for Windsor grocery is 110, California is 105, and again, the US being 100 as kind of their base mark national average. Again, things are expensive right now. It's kind of hand in hand with everything, right? Supply, demand. Obviously, we're just coming out of a pandemic, or hopefully coming out of a pandemic. So we are seeing numbers kind of rise through the roof here. Hopefully with time, these numbers do come down. But, a place I think feel inflation the most, at least for me, is definitely in the grocery store. The next category is health. So this is basically going to be, what doctors are charging per hour, what's it cost to ride in an ambulance, what does it cost to get a prescription filled. All of these sort of things are kind of looped into this segment. And the score Windsor got was 102. California's score is 92. And again, the US national average is 100. So this one is basically just a tad over kind of that US national average of 100 with a score of 102. And again, these things are expensive, and kind of as we go through this inflationary time, we are going to see prices go up in just about every single category. So this one, again, hand in hand with the rest of them. Not only is this including like doctor's office visits, emergency rides to the doctor's office, but it's also covering dental. So there you have it right there with a score of 102. Transportation, something that the world has been going absolutely nuts over, which is gas prices. And I gotta say, I am right there with you. These prices we're seeing at the gas station are just ridiculous. Honestly, I never thought I would see this gas being at whatever it is now. Again, going through these inflationary times, this is kind of to be expected. But this category is basically covering public transportation. It's going to be covering gas prices. It's going to be covering what it costs to get your car fixed, maintenance items, these sort of things. So we are seeing inflation obviously in this section as well. The scores here are 105, 133, and again 100 for the US national average. So I was kind of surprised when I saw California 133, and then we see Windsor 105. So this is, you know, probably only one of the few categories where we're gonna see our city fall underneath that California national average. I think a lot of that is simply due to the fact that we don't really have a lot of public transportation. We do have, you know, we have the SMART train and we have city buses and these sort of things, but there's no subways, there's no trains, there's no, you know, things like that like you see in the bigger cities. So for us to be under the California national average, I think is a huge plus. And we have to talk about housing. After all, I am a real estate agent, and this is something I'm seeing every single day, not only in Windsor, but in other areas. Prices are going up. The market is experiencing a little bit of a downfall right now. So we're seeing homes sit on the market a little bit longer. Inventory is a little bit kind of pulling back just a little bit more, and interest rates are going up a bit. So, you know, housing in Windsor, Windsor's median home price is $796,000. Now, I know that does sound expensive, but again, we are in Sonoma County, and that, believe it or not, Windsor isn't the most expensive city in Sonoma County. So how this one compares, they have a score of 271. California has a score of 239. And again, the US national average is 100. So I gotta say, I am not surprised when I see these numbers. You know, California as a whole is expensive. That's something that everyone should know at this point, but for us to be that far over the California kind of standard, I was a little bit surprised, just because Windsor, again, isn't the most expensive city in Sonoma County, but as you can see from those scores, it is above not only the national average, but California's average as well. And for me, it is money well spent. I truly, truly, truly love Windsor. It's a place I come to often. Being born and raised in Santa Rosa, Windsor is not too far away. I'm maybe 10 minutes north on the freeway. So, you know, seeing that Windsor is a little bit more expensive, it's justifiable to me because of its beauty, because of how awesome it is. It's such a family-friendly city. There's tons of things to do. You can buy houses in certain little secluded neighborhoods that just have amazing views. So for me, it's money well spent, but, you know, as for some, this can be problematic. So the next category is sort of miscellaneous stuff. So they have a bunch of things kind of thrown in this category. One of them is clothing. One of them is restaurants. One of them is just basically general repairs on certain things. And the scores here were 105 for Windsor, 103 for California as a national average, and then 100 again as the US national average. This one was kind of hard to judge just simply because it was super not, you know, it was kind of sporadic. Like, it wasn't very specific in terms of what it was pinpointing in this category. So where it got those numbers, I'm, you know, to be honest, not 100% sure. I guess it's just kind of everything other than all of these other main categories we're talking about. So again, we are over California's national average and US national average. And overall, kind of adding all of those categories up and lumping them together, Windsor had a score of 156. California's score is 149. And again, US national average of 100. So overall, kind of summarizing all of this together, what do we have to say about Windsor? Windsor is more expensive. It seems, based on these numbers, and, you know, per California's kind of baseline numbers, it just about beat them in every single category. But what does that say about Windsor, California? Again, for me, going back to what I was talking about with the housing, it is justifiable simply because Windsor is truly an amazing city. You guys can do your research, you know, search safety of Windsor, search family Windsor, search, you know, things to do Windsor, California. You will just get pages and pages and pages of Google ads kind of talking about Windsor. And all of this information was found online. Type in cost of living, Windsor, California. These same numbers I just said will pop right up. So feel free to fact check me there. But again, kind of going over everything, Windsor is a bit more expensive, but you do get a lot for your money. Tons of different options. Obviously, I'm right there with you. I'm hoping the kind of inflation starts to cool down a bit. I'm hoping, you know, we start to see interest rates go down. I'm hoping we see a more stable real estate market, but all of these things will happen in time. And of course, none of us have a crystal ball, so it's hard to say when, but hopefully very, very soon. And that is going to wrap up this week's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button because I drop a video once a week, every single week. And if you have any questions at all, buying, selling, whatever it is, I would love to help you out. Call me, text me, email me. All my contact information is below. And we will see you on the next one.